All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this magical Saturday. Today's Saturday, May 25th, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Good.
Hello, Linda.
Hey, Linda. Good. Actually, yeah, it's fun just to get people to
Hi,
get,
is that lovely lady Poonam?
Oh, Miss
yeah,
Billy.
this lovely lady is Poonam. Yeah.
Hi, Poonam. Nice to meet you. I'm
You
Linda.
too.
So we got Linda from Mount Shasta, which is so fun. And in the chat, it's really fun just to put, just again, where you're joining from. I know most of us have a sense of where you're coming from, but today is a real special call. Today is a call for those that are meeting in basically just over a week. We're going to be meeting together, gathering in a mystical, beautiful space right near Mount Shasta called Ashland, Oregon, and for the Ancient Secrets, Unstoppable Love Rejuvenation celebration, where we have a lot of beautiful things planned. And it felt right to meet on Zoom beforehand. So I just wanted to go ahead and put in the chat. Yeah. Oh, good. So many people are already doing it. And just going to make sure I'm letting in Jana and Luke. All right. So we got some beautiful people on the call. Marianne. Oh, amazing. So good. From Sedona. So good to see you. Can we hear your voice? There
Oh,
you,
yes,
I
I am
unmuted you.
unmuted. I am here and I am driving in a few days to head up to Oregon.
So awesome. Speaking about driving, I just got this beautiful message from Karen Kellogg, and she's driving all the way from her location. She says, "Okay, Clint, first day on the road to Ashland." So she's already on the road. The journey's already started for some people. And she said, "Dinner is, of course, Hmong soup." And then she sent this really beautiful picture of her at a campground, you know, chomping down the Hmong soup. She says, "Sorry, I'll miss your Saturday call. I'll be on the road. Tonight I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota."
Wow.
Wow.
That's
So,
awesome.
and Marianne, how long is the drive for you? How many days journey will that be?
All I have is 3 because I didn't know about the meeting on the 3rd. So I've squished it into 3 days.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so glad you're coming.
Yeah.
She's mentioning the first ever live meeting of the Golden Angel Council on the 3rd of June, which will be so fun. And then I know there's a VIP for those that signed up with VIP tickets. There's a meeting that afternoon. Oh my goodness, I should have had the time queued up to make sure I had it right. But we're doing a really special exclusive meeting for the people who signed up for VIP tickets, and I think it starts at 4. Susan, am I right on that? Oh, Cordelia, I'm getting some nods. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So the Golden Angel meeting is 11 to 3. And
Okay.
then the VIP meeting for those who sign up for VIP tickets is at 4. Now, of course, everyone's a VIP. So that's really a bad term. We should have called it something different, you know. But at least for those that wanted the extra special bonus training session, that will be at 4. And all the Golden Angel Council is welcome to join that as well, since you'll already be there on the 3rd. And then that night, on the 3rd evening, we have a special dinner, and it's walking distance. I understand walking distance from uh, uh, the venue from Jackson Wellsprings. Uh, Joseph, you have the name of the place for the food on
I think it is El Capatillo and
Yes.
uh,
Tapatio with a T.
Oh, Tapatio. Oh, good.
Tio. And hang on one second. I'm going to, well, go ahead. I'll
Yeah,
get.
and so I
I
think
have
we have it
the
reserved from, is it from 6 or 5:30? I can't remember exactly.
5:30.
5:30. Okay, good.
starting around 5:30, and it's just kind of open. There's a outdoor area where people can just gather and share and hug and talk and connect and
Yeah.
it's very completely 100% unstructured. You can eat or not eat or have fun, and it's an open-ended event.
Can
I
you spell
remember.
it? Can you spell it or put it into the chat, the name of the restaurant,
Yeah,
please?
as soon as I find it, I will.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
good.
I
Yeah,
can
thank
put it in the chat, Joe.
You
Oh,
got
thank
it?
you.
Okay. Yeah, I sent the address to somebody and now I can't find it, but yeah. Thanks,
Man,
Joe.
I remember in Sedona, that dinner the night before everything started. I don't know whether felt like my heart was it was expanding 100 times. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. So many beautiful meeting people for the first time and seeing each other meet each other for the first time in that space. And so magical. So I'm looking forward to that. And thank you, Jerem. El Tapatio Restaurant in Ashland. So good. And I see here, Beverly, you're driving from, wow, from Alberta. I'm afraid to even say the name. Can you say that, Beverly?
Okotoks.
Okotoks. Okay, that's awesome. Did we get that right, Beverly? Okotoks?
I am on my call, honey.
I can't get my,
Oh, just one second. I unmuted you. Oh,
it is, I'm having trouble with my speaker.
oh,
Yes,
good.
it's Okotoks.
Okotoks, Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
Wow. And I think you're bringing family with you, aren't you?
I'm
Some-
bringing Robin with me. Yes, she was a
Ah.
foster child that lived with me in the early 80s. So,
Wow.
and so I think she has some nice messages about what happens to young people after they age out of the foster system or the
Mm.
orphans. And yeah, so she's planning on coming with me and accompanying me on the drive. So yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you so much for blessing us with
Yeah.
being able to be with her as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Actually, I'm loving the young people that are coming. Tony and Bree Litzter, they're bringing their 4 kids who just came with me to Nepal, and they're just amazing. Such brilliant, bright lights. And then Charlie is coming, who's going to perform on tomorrow's call, and he's going to be playing music for us, and just in honor of his mom's original dream, and so many magical things are going to happen. We also, speaking about really young people coming, we have Poonam coming. We're going to bring our dog. We're so excited to bring Luna, but then it looks like,
We're gonna fly.
yeah, we're going to fly, which makes it a little trickier. So that's a little bit sad, but anyway, Beverly, thank you so much I'm so glad. I'm excited to meet, yeah, good. And Julia and Bill flying on June 1st. Oh, so good. I like it. Starting
Yes.
early.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. We've planned a fun trip, and afterwards we're going to actually do a trip and drive down and see the redwoods, because I've never seen that part of California. So we're making a grand adventure out of it. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, June 1st. Some people are actually Ilaria flew from Italy. She's already in Mount Shasta. She wanted to celebrate her birthday there. And so she's there. Linda, if you
Oh
should connect
my.
with Ilaria if you can while she's there.
I don't
Also-
know, honey. I don't drive. I don't even own a car. But lucky me, Ashland is only 1 hour's drive south of. Hello. Ashland is 1 hour's drive north of me. I have a real question for you.
Yeah, please.
Is my friend David Peterson, welcome to El Tapatio. He's my prayer chaplain from my main house of worship. He says he's going to take an Uber from Eugene, Oregon, or Bend, Oregon to.
Oh, yeah, he's very welcome. Please invite him. That
The
sounds
thing
wonderful.
is, I can only pay for 2 nights in the hotel, and it's looking like a financial strain to me, but I totally believe in miracles, and I'm holding a fundraiser, and so is Shifra. And if you're interested in those, you have to do detective work, because the admins are pretty strict about whose links get posted.
Well, Linda, I just want to say that I'm so happy that you live so close and that
This
we
is
get to
aside
have
from
so many
good.
people blessed by your presence. You've been such a lovely presence on so many of the Sunday calls and on the courses, and always disappearing with the earth behind you.
Yeah.
The cosmos behind you. Yeah. So good. I'm so glad you're coming. Thank you. And please invite your friend as well. So
Yeah, if I can make it an El Tapatio, I'll have to hitch a ride on a Star Trek Enterprise and miraculously come up with another night. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we
Nobody
can-
stepped up to be my roommate yet, so
all right, we'll figure that part out too. I know
that's
there
my
is a
mantra. I
WhatsApp-
never assume, I always ask.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. If everything was planned out perfectly, even for us, then there wouldn't be any need to rely on love or let love guide, Actually, the
Jeez, what
unknown.
kind of world never relies on love? I wouldn't be living in that world.
Yeah, and to walk into the unknown, actually, just to walk into the unknown often requires that we trust something beyond ourselves. And so thank you for being a microcosm of the macrocosm in that space. In fact, I just want to see just real quick, raise of hands, who has it been a little bit of a stretch kind of a leap of faith to carve out the time, to figure out how to get there, to drive from Alberta or from wherever you're going. I just want to see a raise of hands. Who has it been kind of a, yeah, so almost
Wow.
all of us. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a stretching. It's actually a leaning into the unknown, the uncertainty. You know, it's trusting that, okay, there's something meaningful for us in this space. We don't know exactly what it is, but we know it has the potential to really do something beautiful, not only for us, but for those that we love. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but first I just want to read some more of the people coming. Joan from Fallon, Nevada, near Reno. So cool. Esther, obviously, Santa Cruz, California. Jerem coming from Beaverton, Oregon. Cornelia, we're all crossing our fingers and sending so much love that you come from Paradise Island in the Bahamas. We really want you to come, Cornelia, and we're all sending our deepest love that your healing speeds up, and your doctor is like, of course you're able to fly. In fact, you could probably fly the plane. You're doing so good. Yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah. Mindy coming from Northern Florida. So good. Monica coming from Hollywood, Florida. Marianne coming from Fairbanks, Alaska. Marianne, that's so fun. Amazing. Joseph and Susan coming from the shores of Washington. Deborah Ann coming from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Kathleen from north of Chicago, Evanston, Illinois. So beautiful. Inga joining from Belgium. Yeah, so good to have you here. So good. Man, when I was in Belgium just recently, this last month for the book launch there, that was one of the most magical. In fact, I have planned to share something with everyone in Ashland. It's one of the most magical realizations that happened in Belgium. And so it's so fun that you're on the call, Inga. So glad you're here. And let's see here. Who did I miss? Yeah, Julia and Bill coming from Utah. So fun. And Joan, thank you so much. Blessings to all who've been part of organizing this event. Marianne, arriving on the 3rd mid-morning. I'll be available to help with setup, whatever needs to be done. Wow, so beautiful. Lori from Portland, Oregon. Oh, so cool, Lori. Got a good Oregon representation. Jana coming from Ogden, Utah. Mary Weiss from Long Island, New York. So good. And Luke driving from Olympia, Washington. Oh, said Oregon, but then switched it. So good. Well, I just want to say this piece, and then I actually want to open it up for people to share a little bit more about what you're excited about as you're leaning into it. Actually, you know what? That would be a fun place to start. Instead of making this just me sharing it. We're going to go into breakout rooms in just a moment where everyone will have a chance to share with one or two other people in the breakout room. What is your why? Dr. Ram, he always asks, what do you want? You know, and you may not know exactly. Oh man, what is drawing me to this? How come I'm going out of my way to coming? What is the magical thing that's coming? Even I knew that even if 3 people showed up or 5 people or 10 people, whoever felt called to be here, to be in Ashland, we are going to have one of the most magical experiences of our lives. And the timing couldn't be better. The things that are happening on the planet right now are sobering, to say the least, on every level, you know, and we can get overwhelmed and we can either tune out or want to hide under a rock. Actually, Poonam asked me several times over the last couple of days, Clint, you want just me, you and Luna to go hide under a rock? She says like, just because it's pretty overwhelming. You know, even the rate of inflation over the last 3 years has been almost 19%, something like that per year. You go to any grocery store or anywhere, everything's more expensive by, like, we just got a hamburger.
Oh yeah.
It was a vegetarian hamburger, by the way.
$31.
It's like $31 for hamburger and just this drink and a little scattering of fries. We couldn't believe it was so much crazy expensive, you know, and that just the not just the pricing, but like thinking about the state of the world. You know, we just came out of you know, pandemic, and I love going places where not everyone's wearing masks and I can see their faces and we can hug without people being afraid. That's so fun, you know, although I was hugging anyway, but I felt like I was sharing contagious love and contagious healing. But I feel like what we're about to face is going to change the world more in the next coming 3, 4, 5 years than what's happened the last 3, 4, 5 years. Everywhere I go on the planet, everywhere, Africa, Asia, you know, we did the book launch in Japan and Turkey and, you know, everywhere in Europe, everyone knows about AI. Everyone knows something significant is going to change our lives so much, you know. And it was interesting, even I just went to an event which was for people who are leaders in the space of transformational, you know, events, and they had someone come and speak on this topic, and I could just feel the fear enter the room, where people started to feel anxiety, you know. Even statistics shared where it's like, you know, within something short amount of time, maybe 10, 15 years, 99% of what's on the internet will have been generated by AI, some crazy amount like that, you know. And what used to take 10 years to develop now takes like 10 months. Things that were taking years to mark, now you mark in terms of months, you know. I talked to a university professor from USC who just says, just life-changing, crazy, world-changing discoveries. He has to mark it now in 48-hour increments. How fast it's happening. And as we're in the room and people are talking about this, you know, and people's livelihoods are affected, people's sense of safety or security or identity or what even makes sense in the world is affected. And I could just feel people feeling anxious and fear. And so he asked, what do you do in this space? And I was so happy to get up and talk about Dr. Ram, his teachings, and how the ancient teachings apply so much right now in this space. And it was really interesting. Even Jack Canfield was at the back of the room. And afterwards, he came up to me. He's like, Clint, that was so helpful. He's like, I've never thought about a DT double Bawa in that way, but it talks about the unexpected guest. You know, I was like, this is a very unexpected guest coming, you know, and who knows what else will happen in terms of, you know, our relationship with this universe, you know, and life, you know. And so, and he's like, you know, just whatever you said about, you know, not letting fear and ego, how the two greatest obstacles to seeing ourselves and others clearly is fear and ego. But what if we let love guide? And what if we treat every unexpected guest as if God himself or herself has arrived? So what if we treat whatever unexpected guest? Okay, so now I have to ask myself, inflation. Oh man, that's a hard one. I was a $31, you know, meal at a fast food restaurant. It is a very unexpected guest, you know. Or, you know, some of the challenges or fears or different things that can happen. How do we transform that? And in this space, it was really interesting. That presenter talked about 4 quadrants or 3 quadrants. One is the space of things we know. And I can't remember if I shared this on a previous Sunday call, but there's a quadrant called things we know. So I know that, I don't know, there's like plenty of examples. What's an example of things we know? What's something you know?
The moon is going to come out tonight.
Yeah, we know the moon's going to come out. We know that thing. And then there's another category, which is things we know that we don't know. So for instance, I don't know exactly how cars work, but I know I don't know that. You know, I know something with combustion and the fuel goes in and some spark plug makes something where there's a pressure and the pistons go some way and then somehow that generates power. I know that I don't know, but I know that I don't know. And then he says there's a third category, which is we don't know what we don't know. And he says that more than ever in these years, we're going into that space where we don't know what we don't know. And he says, whatever, even he's a consultant for some of the top companies. And he's like, you know, in consulting, we usually take predictive models based on past behavior or past, you know, performance. So we can base on the past and we can make projections of the future. He's like, that is out the window. We can't base projections of the future on anything that's happened in the past because we're entering so much of the space of we don't know what we don't know. And it was so beautiful in that space just to share some of the ancient secrets with that group in such a way that I don't know, I had so many people come up to me afterwards and they're like, man, what you shared helped me so much. You know, because we have our identity associated with things, our income is associated with things, so many things are attached with things, but really that stuff isn't us. You know, I was in a really beautiful temple ceremony once where the person who was guiding it says, you know, don't fear in the face of destruction, because that which can be destroyed is not you and never was. You know, and that stuck me. That which can be destroyed is not you and never was, you know? So what is you? What is me? What is us? And how can we embody it and live it in such a space that instead of these next years, we be braced by anxiety, fear, whatever, we take those waves, we get our surfboard and we glide, you know, we celebrate that we're existing at one of the most exciting times on the history of the planet. And we go, even if we don't remember all the secrets, just remember the quote, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. And how do we actually let love guide us in a way that we can go into any unknown with confidence, with playfulness, with presence, with a readiness to experience the fullness of our lives that we've been blessed with at this most magical time on the planet. And so this experience in Ashland, I'm so excited for the organizing committee who's put so much love and effort into this with this theme of letting love guide. And we're not only talking about it, we're living it. So much of the schedule is open for the dance of what's most needed at that moment. In fact, this call, it was funny. We were just, before we started, we're like, we don't have any agenda for the call. There's no schedule for this call. It's actually an example of letting love guide. Letting love guide. And so now in this space, love has guided you here. Without a doubt, love has guided you here. And love has guided you on this call. Love has guided you to be in Ashland, regardless of what a stretch it is or what it means in terms of whatever things are happening. And so, I just want you to drop in, actually, if you just close your eyes just for 30 seconds and just in the silence of this, feeling your heartbeat. Actually, speaking about all the changes in the world, let's take one deep breath in together and let out a sigh. Take a deep breath in. Wow. And go ahead and keep your eyes closed. And in the silence, I just want you to think, what do you want? What is love guiding you? What intention or what beautiful experience or awareness or possibility do you want to experience by coming to Ashland, the Unstoppable Love Celebration? And just get a half a minute of silence, and then I'll bring you back, and then we'll go into breakout rooms. So half a minute silence now. All right, and as you're coming back, I just invite you to take another deep breath in and let out a sigh. Deep breath in. Ah, wow. So grateful we can breathe. Ah. All right, breakout rooms are open. Just talk for a couple minutes about what do you want? And how is love guiding you in terms of what you want to experience in Ashland? Oh man, I love seeing the faces come back with such big smiles. Yeah, that's so good. Joseph, why you got such a big smile? I want to hear your.
Oh, well, as love happens. Jana and I were in the breakout room together.
Oh, that's awesome.
We were just, sharing some fun stuff, and she said something. We were talking about the transitions that we're going through in these experiences, and how allowing ourselves to let love guide is such a relaxing, de-stressing way to be, compared to that, well, I know how it's supposed to be, and I know what I want, and I know where it's, and I got to work really hard to get there.
Yeah.
And so at the end of it, I was just saying, and kind of with that said, and then boom, the room ended, and we're back here.
Oh, amazing
Like
timing.
the dangling participle, as they say, that I wanted to finish with Jana, and it just makes me laugh, and it's all good. It's just.
I love that so much. So good. Bill, I want to hear from you. I also saw such a beautiful smile on your face. what's something you're looking forward to about Ashland, the experience there?
Well, this is going to be fun to reconnect with so many people that we only get to see occasional faces on these calls.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, just
then just have an opportunity to share in person that love that we feel. There's nothing like a wonderful embrace and a hug where you can just really feel each other's hearts and minds. And wow, that's yeah, that's something we can't quite get on a Zoom call.
yeah. Well,
We
so
try.
fun. Yeah, it's true. There's something different about hugs. Yeah. Um, it's so fun that you're on the call today and that Inga's has been joining from Belgium, because it was in Belgium towards the end of the book launch there. Someone asked a question, and the best answer to their question was actually your quote that's at the beginning of the book. And it was so fun to hear it be read in Dutch, because that was Belgium has many different languages spoken, but Dutch is one of the main ones. And as they read it, I was just thinking about you and Julia. Made me so happy to hear you're coming to Ashland and also going for the adventure through the redwoods. And I cannot wait to give you one of the biggest hugs, also on behalf of everyone in Belgium who benefited from your letting love guide you and what you wrote there. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're excited to be there.
That's another beautiful thing is when you let love guide, you never know who it's going to touch or where it's going to go, And, Bill, when you wrote this single quote, you probably had no idea it was going to be translated in so many languages, or be read by people all over planet Earth. Or Julia,
No idea at all. That's right.
Yeah, Julia, when you help refine even the monk soup recipe that's on page 173, 174, how many people have, sometimes we touch something and the impact of it is much, much, much greater than we anticipated or would have expected. But the energetic vibration of that thing is love. And to see that love vibrate and move through is just such a beautiful thing. So thank you so much, Bill, for reminding me of that. So good. All right, Mariana, I see you. I know that you had something you wanted to share too. And then after Nehemiah.
So this whole thing about what we let guide us, I had gotten myself into debt, and I'm actually still in debt. And I was asking the question, can I afford to do this? And I kept getting no, 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 no. Finally, I heard one day, you're asking the wrong question. What if the question was about love, not about survival or money? And immediately it said, oh, you got to go.
Wow.
Wow.
Really interesting. Really interesting. Thank you.
That's so powerful. In the book, Dr. Ram, he says that, his master and his teachers taught that the quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. And the question, can I afford? Also, there's another book that many people have read by Robert Kiyosaki, and he says, instead of saying, can I afford something, you could say, how can I afford? Also, there are two different questions, but your question was even better, Mariana.
Yeah,
How would love guide me?
It was just the wrong question. And if you have the wrong question, you're going to not get the answer that you're looking for.
Yeah, it's interesting when when Dr. Ram passed and basically I didn't know what I was going to do. I was going to go for a year of silence, so many things, and I had very, very little money in my bank account, some like less than just a couple $1,000s, something like that, which is, for some parts of the world it's a lot, but for me it was hardly anything. I couldn't buy any marketing. There's no way I could have, like, I remember contacting someone, says, contact this person, they can help get you in newspapers, this, and their fee alone was something like 3,500, and that was in India. And I was like, man, I can't afford anything. If I would have asked myself the question, can I afford? I wouldn't have been able to afford anything. But instead, we went into the love, and then love did something very much greater than what I could afford. All of a sudden love danced its way through so many of us that you can see so many of the translations behind it, so much of the possibilities that have opened up and emerged. So there's so much that's possible when, instead of saying, can I afford something, you ask something regarding, what would love guide, and then I don't know, I don't know. I've just been loving the interactions of the people in the admin team who are preparing some special gifts. I don't know, Mindy or Susan, can I share the pen gift, or is that a surprise? Okay, so fun. I don't know who got this, but we had a special pen crafted for you, and I don't know if you can read it, but it says "Letting Love Guide." So everyone that's coming to Ashland is getting one of these special pens, and so fun. Just the chat around it, and even Jerem saying, "Love will guide what we write too." You know, and it's so perfect because Dr. Ron was so big on journaling and letting ideas flow through us, letting love really flow through us and guide us. And he says, you know, one of the things that limits people is that sometimes they're not thinking big enough. And so who knows, in that space with the core of us, at that really beautiful vibration of love, what will come through your pen? You know, it's so good. All right, Nehemiah, and then I want to ask Poonam as well. So Nehemiah, what?
Okay.
You had
First of
something-
all, to Cornelia, I was in my group, a message to you. When you come to New York, not just landed, but you land in New York, I took Joseph and Susan to they treat me actually in the best Middle Eastern one, and Dr. Clint and his girlfriend treat me to the best Indian one. You don't need to treat me, but I can take you to Cornelia Street, that is called on your name, and it's one of the most cool bohemian street in New York. I don't know yet what restaurants are there, but we can find one around, you know, because downtown is really good. So that's really quick to Cornelia. What I want, I am a I don't see my video, but I'm retreated up to here in my
Yeah.
life now. I did so many retreats. I just came back from now on. But I get to them with that because they found that I have a skill to bring people. They say, you bring 3 people, you come for free. So I've done it already 3 times. Hint for you, Dr. Clint, because this time I can't come. You don't have to do it. But next time I hope to come to the next one. So I don't like the answer next one because you never know what will happen next. But God willing, inshallah, whatever language you use, I want next time to be there. This time I can't be. Yeah.
Well, Nehemiah, I just want to just send so much love to you. Thank you for being on this call. Even though you won't physically be with us, you're so much in our heart. And thank you for your warm welcome for anyone to come to New York to even find streets after our own names. That's so good.
But don't count your revisit to one. You said you'll come back. I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah. And then we can always think of, you know, I'm not really much into marketing strategies or plans or schemes, but I love any ideas people have about how more people can join. And so thank you for sharing that idea that we can always consider in the future as
in
well.
this incarnation, I'm not having money, but I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, good. Well, we love your resourcefulness and thank you so much. All right, Poonam, for you, anything you want to share about what?
Yeah, I'm excited to meet you guys because I'm usually in the background listening to these calls, and I've met a lot of you, but there's so many I haven't met. So I'm excited to meet everyone, and I'm actually excited to not really have an agenda and just go with the flow. We were in Ashland a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And it's stunning. I love to be in nature, and it's just surrounded by greenery, and it's peaceful, and it's really pretty. I think there's going to be probably like a whole bunch of wildflowers that are growing everywhere right now. So I'm just excited to go on walks and just to hang out with you guys.
You know, last time as she's talking, we went to Ashland. All of a sudden, we just felt inspired to go to Mount Shasta and Ashland. We didn't know why. And it was so many magical things happened, so much that we actually had a flight scheduled back and we postponed it by a couple of days just so we could stay longer.
At Jackson Springs.
Yeah. And another thing that was magical that happened is we went up there and I'm like, and I remembered, I was like, oh, we're going to Mount Shasta and Ashland. We need to go see Lawrence. And I didn't know this, but he had told all his friends, he's like, today, my birthday is coming up on this day. And his birthday's in June. It's not the time we're there, but he says, my birthday's in June. I only want, really, there's one person that I really want to come. I think he said 2 people, but I was one of them. He's like, but I don't want to ask him. Only if he feels inspired and he comes on his own. But he told all his friends this. And then all of a sudden we showed up and it just happened to be his birthday. Then we showed up.
He's a powerful manifestor.
Yeah, even I was like, what's going on? And all his friends knew what he had said because he had told them all. He's like, this is what I wanted to have happen. And then all of a sudden it happened this way. And it's really beautiful. Lawrence, for those that know him, he's going to be on the Sunday call tomorrow, always wearing purple, totally connected with I Am energy.
He's very powerful.
He's going to be opening our whole event with a very powerful, kind of a shamanic experience, you know? And he's just such a magical being, opening, closing, similar to how Stephen did in in Sedona. And so I'm really excited about that. And talk about love guiding, huh? And the place we stayed the extra days was at the place where we're hosting the event. We
It's
like
beautiful.
we're like we gotta stay here, so we actually changed our flights to stay a couple days extra just because it's so magical in that space. It just felt right, and then we got to see. Then another magical thing, I didn't even remember Belle was from
Yeah.
Ashland, but then Belle contacted us, and then we got to see her amazing property.
Oh my God, it's stunning.
Such a beautiful property, which goes into the bonus activities for anyone who wants to go, and then her amazing offer, that when her property is sold, that she's going to donate 10% of the the sale price to the Ancient Secrets Foundation to benefit the orphan kids. It's so awesome. Talk about love guiding. So I have some beautiful excitement around that and around all the other bonus activities that are happening. Before we go into the bonus activities, and I see also Roma Rishi and Tara on, which makes me so happy to see you here. Does anyone else want to share your why, what you shared with your partner, or something your partner shared that inspired you? Luke?
Well, first of all, I want to remind you that I met you in person 2 years ago in Ashland at Lawrence Katz's house
Yes.
for his solstice birthday party, and Joseph was there and Belle was there. So, and then I went on to Mount Shasta for a pulse clinic with you. So
Yeah.
I'm returning to that area after 2 years. I'm so incredibly excited. And like I said to Linda and uh, Monica in my breakout room about what is my why, after Sedona last year, where the love was overflowing, I said I couldn't possibly miss Ashland, where the love will probably be even more overflowing. And we've got a lot of new people that we haven't met before coming, so that's going to be wonderful. So, just to be with everybody in person and the hugs and the joy and literally overflowing with love for 4 days, including the dinner, it's just going to be something off the charts extraordinary. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Oh, wow, my heart beats a little faster when you're talking, Luke. Think about, the times that I first met you, also Joseph, and in at Lawrence's, and then to also have the Mount Shasta experience that Roma Rishi and Tara hosted that Pulse Clinic, which was so magical to do in that space. Yeah, so exciting.
Yes.
Oh man. All right. I want to make sure we have enough time to just talk a little bit about some of the bonus stuff, just so you're aware of it. None of it's required that you experience, but I just want you to be aware of it in your space so that if it feels like a yes, that we know how. Mindy, do you want to guide us through some of these optional activities and we could just talk about them a little bit?
Sure, be happy to. It's so much fun. The big one that everybody is going to hopefully attend and so many of us are going to participate in is the talent show. Oh my gosh, what a ball of fun that was last year. If you are interested in participating in the talent show, if you could get a hold of Esther Francis or Jerem, you can text them. We have phone numbers for them, but if you're interested and you don't know how to get a hold of them, just email Teams or reach out to Jana or I or anybody else. We can point you in the right direction. You're going to want to have an idea about what you want to do and plan on a 5 to 7 minute presentation for that. We're going to do that on Wednesday night. I can't wait. I cannot wait. That just makes my heart so happy and full of joy just to imagine what's going to be presented. We talked about the community dinner on Monday night at 5:30. Sharon, God bless her, has offered to do a morning yoga energy practice kind of thing. We're going to do that on Wednesday and Thursday morning. You can sign up for that on Tuesday at the registration desk. So don't worry about how do I sign up? What do I do? Just get yourself there and we'll get you signed up. No problem at all. Roma Risha and Tara are doing their Chinese tea ceremony in their amazingly beautiful tent. To sign up for those kinds of things, you'll just literally, again, get yourself there. Go find the tent. It won't be hard. It'll be just outside the venue area that we'll be in, and just sign up with them directly. And those things will be happening during the event. The tour of the Wild Horse Fire Brigade land, where they're rewinding horse programming. That opportunity will be on Friday after the event. So it's about an hour, I think, out there, maybe a little more. And there's a whole like day trip that's arranged. And the way to sign up for that is also the registration desk. So it's super easy peasy. You don't have to go to a bunch of different places and try to figure out all sorts of different things. Just come to the Unstoppable Love event. Love will guide you into the right extracurricular activity and will help you get signed up. There's more information on that in an email that we sent out, but if you have extra questions, just reach out to us. We'll help you. Of course, Belle's property, she's offering a tour of that as well. It's 59 amazing acres. That also is on Friday. So you could go to the horse thing in the afternoon. Maybe Belle would do hers in the or in the morning, and then maybe Belle would do hers in the afternoon. So people wouldn't have to choose. You can register for that. You got it at the registration desk. And then also Nell is offering a beautiful tour of a nearby Tibetan meditation center. We're going to offer that on Tuesday, the first day during the lunch break. It's very close to the venue. So if you want to run over there with Nell, I have a phone number. Reach out to me if you want that. We also sent out an email to everyone with these informational pieces in it, as well as information on the event itself. Then there's also a nature walk that's also being offered on Tuesday. And of course, there's a phone number for that. But as you register, if you have questions about extracurriculars, we'll have all the information there. We'll have sign-up sheets there. We'll have contact information there. You won't have to think about anything ahead of time. Pack your bag, work out your travel, arrive in Ashland with your heart just bursting with love, and we'll help you out from there. I can't wait to see all of you.
So awesome. That makes me so happy. You made it so easy. Just go to the registration desk.
Just go to the registration desk.
Yeah.
Everybody will get to meet my daughter, Madeline. She's going to be there leading up the
Yes.
registration desk. And she's really excited to see everybody.
I'm so happy she's coming. She was so fun.
Me too.
So magical that she'll be here at this event as well.
It is.
Thank you so much, Mindy. I know you personally put in so much work and your team, and I'm just so thankful. Thank you so much for all the love and effort, and to, all the people that we haven't mentioned who've been on the planning committee have really devoted so much. I mean, the essence, the energetic vibration behind this is so awesome. In fact, when Joseph and Susan and Mindy sent me, a tentative schedule, a plan that was just so spacious and so lovely, I just smiled my whole way through it. And Nehemiah had made the comment that sometimes you feel retreated out, and I do too, actually. But this isn't your ordinary retreat. This is rejuvenation. This is going to be awesome. This isn't your typical go and you listen to a lot of lectures. This is very much more interactive, engaging your heart and immersing you in a different experience of being. So that way all of us can be forever altered and prepared as best as possible for what is coming. And so we talked about the extracurricular, but the main base of what we'll experience together is so beautiful, so interactive, so heart expanding, and then also very practical. The Dr. Giovanni, myself, Vinay, we prepared something, and also Carol and Cornelia have contributed something awesome to it. That's going to be a surprise, but just that anytime any emergency comes in the future, you'll have that much more confidence, saying, "Okay, we got this." DT Double Baba. Right before the call, I think Susan Engman was saying, "What's the ADB?" Whatever is the unexpected guest that comes, we're like, okay, cool. We'll have that much more confidence, that much more presence, that much more peace of mind, that much more readiness to engage with our heart instead of automatically going to fear, anxiety, or something else. Joseph, you have something else you want to share?
Well, along these lines, again, this is not your average retreat. Something that makes it very, very special is that it will be at a natural hot springs spa setting. So bring your swimsuits, bring your sunscreen, bring your flip-flops, and we actually have part of, it's again an optional, but it's scheduled into Wednesday afternoon. If you want to participate, a ceremony ritual that will take place in the water, because there is nothing in my experience, there's nothing like floating in water, you know. It's kind of, it's where we come from. It is womb-like, it is going back to the mother, and it's an opportunity for us to have that experience. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to dangle that in front of everybody. Please join us and come prepare to be drip dry.
Yeah, it's awesome. We were in that spring water and it felt so healing, so nourishing, so lovely. And to do some kind of a process in the water, like we're in the womb, is so cool. It's like a rebirth day for all of us in terms of being ready and prepared beyond what you thought you were. You know, meeting Dr. Naram, I thought I was a certain thing. In fact, here we're in Utah right now, and I'm going through all my old closets and boxes and, you know, storage unit in the basement. I'm cleaning out the basement, and we're finding so many. And Poonam's like, "You used to wear this?" You know?
It's so dated now.
Oh my goodness. I wish I could show you some of the stuff, but so many different iterations of our lives and who we thought we were, you know. And what Dr. Ram did is didn't force, but the experience with him, it invited me to expand beyond anything that I ever could even imagine before. And I have a same kind of feeling. And so, Joseph, as you're talking about being in the womb, it definitely feels, it has that energy, you know. And sometimes there's a little nervousness that comes with excitement. You know, one of my friends says, nervousness is just excitement without the breath. You know, so a little bit of nervousness, like what do we and so some part of us we may want to let go of. And so we actually have a little process of letting go of anything that's not serving us, including maybe some identity, maybe something we need to forgive, maybe even someone in our Ancient Secrets community. As much love filled as it is, sometimes some things happen, you know. Also could be with me. Maybe I did something and I apologize, and maybe in that space there's some way we can find reconciliation and healing and move forward in a new way. And then also maybe it's a relationship with money that we let go of. Maybe we expand much bigger than inflation. You know, maybe it's our relationship with food or with exercise or with whatever, you know. We'll also have many copies of Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, the cookbook, and Ancient Secrets for Pets, and the kids book. And we'll have some special activities around that. And so the connection with all of life, with animals and all of life, and with yourself, with the gift of your life, will be so, I'm so excited for that experience. Joseph, you want to add something else? And then I'll go to Sharon. Oh, you're muted right now. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're just, I mean, you're triggering all these. So I'm a little, fire will be present. There'll be a fire ceremony, an opportunity. You talk about letting things go. You know, if there are things that you want to bring with you, literally, I mean, let's not, you know, bring a storage unit, but we're going to certainly do a symbolic representative experience of putting things into the fire. But what I also was going to say is that there will be an altar. There will be a community altar, and if people want to bring anything that is sacred to them, to hold space, to collect the energy from the space, bring it for the altar, and it will be beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Bring what you want blessed.
A small something for the altar.
The altar.
Yeah. You can represent any big things in some small things, you know. And also we're going to have a little section again for your passion projects, you know. We're just at a wedding ceremony for someone, and it was really interesting. At her wedding, she reminded me, she shared how she came on one of the Sunday calls, the Miracle Game Experiment, and she had a vision of something she wanted to do that involved the Vatican, the Dalai Lama, and some other like major world leaders. And so this was a dream. She didn't have any connections with any of these people. But because she did that, she's like, Clint, your miracle group is amazing. She's like, and she was describing to her friend, she's like, you just plant a dream into this miracle group and it happens. And it happened for her. Some personal representatives of the Dalai Lama contacted her. Some messages and communication from people representing the Vatican contacted her and said, we want to be involved in this world. She had a vision for this World Peace Day, and it's so cool. So whatever's your passion project, allow it to flow through you. Love to guide you. we're getting very close to the end of the time of this call, but I want to go to Sharon. Thank you so much, Sharon. I'm so excited for you to come. I unmuted you so you can share whatever is in your heart that you want to.
Well, two things. That the quote yoga that I'm doing is going to be very casual. You don't even have to have a mat. All you have to bring is your body in loose-fitting clothing, and we'll take it from there. And then I'm not sure when it's on the schedule, but we've talked about having a period of talking story, which is actually a Hawaiian custom. And the Hawaiians say, if I can't tell you my story and I can't hear your story, how can we be friends? And one thing that I have noticed, in the group, sometimes there are people like myself who actually didn't talk for the first 70 years of their life. And all of a sudden now you can't stop us. And so we're going to be in small groups and people will share their story, whatever it is they want to share. And then at the end, we'll have a time for conversation. And I was going to say, when I learned about that, I have a friend who had property on Molokai, and her brother was talking to some people that worked, I guess, for the Coast Guard. And because they were talking story, we got a free helicopter ride to and from Molokai. I was very lucky. I got to ride with the pilot, both going in and going out. And the property had a waterfall, and then there was a waterfall above the waterfall. When we left, it wasn't just a waterfall and a waterfall. There was another waterfall and another waterfall and another waterfall. I have no idea how many waterfalls that we flew up, but people talk about building stairways to heavens. Maybe it's really waterfalls that take you there.
Oh, so good. Yeah, I'm excited. We never know what kind of magic things. Maybe a whole bunch of helicopters will show up. All right, Susan, I'm going to give you the last word and then we'll go ahead, Susan.
The last word by Lawrence O'Donnell. Anyway, I want to say that I can't not say something.
Yeah.
And so my something is that just sitting here and experiencing this, my smile muscles are starting to hurt. So you might have smile muscles that hurt from this experience. Just my heart is so filled, and I'm feeling like a grandma who's just looking at all of the children and just so happy and so content and so fulfilled at what we're doing together and how it's going to change the whole world, because each one of us there is connected to people all, I mean, this is just going to multiply, and what a way to live life. So I just had to say that I'm just so happy and enriched and excited to learn so much. So thank you. I had to say something.
Yeah, what beautiful. We have another meeting that's coming in here, but what beautiful words to end. And I just encourage everyone to put your hands together. And anyone in particular that needs love, we're also sending this to you. And I just invite everyone to unmute themselves if you can. And we just say, I love you. And I'm
Love you, and I'm with
I love you and I am with you.
And I'm with you.
I love you.
I
Love
I love
you.
you
I'm
and I'm
with
with
you.
you.
Love you.
Love you and I'm with you. I love
Love
you
you.
and I'm with
I love
you.
you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
You and I'm with you.
I love you and
I
I'm
love
with
you and I'm
you.
with you.
I love you and I'm with you. I love you and I'm with you. I
It's
love
so good.
you and I'm with you. I love you and I'm with you. Love you and I'm with you. I love you and I'm with you.
So melodic.
So beautiful.
I am
Thank you.
realistic and I expect a
You
miracle.
and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you. See you all soon. Let's see you in Ashland.
Yes.
So excited. And see you on tomorrow's Sunday call.
Namaste, everybody. See you all soon.
Namaskar, y'all.